It's the Will Show. How's everything you want to know? Keep up everything about sports so you gon' catch his flow. Never be low. Check it every day, cause he gonna upload. You gonna be happy, cause you call his flow. Talking, he gonna make you even wanna talk. Might even get expired, take it for a walk. Listen to his voice, yeah, you have a choice. But if you don't listen, you gonna be lost. Catch your attention like Randy Moss. Share it like you really just did a toss. Kick your feet up, enjoy the show like you a boss. He's gonna make you happy so you don't worry. Like and subscribe and join the ride. Not from Alabama, but we stay roll tide. Shows every night, so you better slide. Hit the nutty zone to be on our side. It's the Will Show.
I'm gonna tell you what, this is the Will Show. We got Coach on here, but I'm gonna tell you this is how things been going. This is definitely how it's been going. But we're gonna go ahead and get you rocking and rolling, Coach. Thank you for joining the show. But I gotta go ahead and do it perfect for you, man, because you a Bulldog family, so I gotta get you perfect. Hold on real quick. There we go. Welcome, J-Town High School head football coach, Coach Ellison. What's going on, Coach?
What's up? What's up? What's up? Thanks for having me on.
Hey man, technical difficulties. We're trying to make it not, but we got to get you out here, man. Yeah, and Sean, look, Sean. Wait a minute, is that a new a shirt? What's going on? Is that what I'm seeing?
Well, this is the logo that we got,
Okay.
but this ain't new. We've been having this since we been at J Town. We trying to, out with the old and with the new. So, most people at school they rock with the logo. A lot of the alumni rock the logo. It'd be crazy. I'm in like the little alumni Facebook group for J Town, and they be tapped in with the logo, and I'm like, dang, I don't get no type of kickback, no type of, I use the logo, Nathan. So, but
ah,
it's all love though. That's all love.
yeah. I mean, you know what? I stumbled upon that. You know, what I'm saying, that group and everything, and I'm like, okay, I see J Town rocking and rolling. I mean, why not? Why not wear that stuff, man? You're rolling, man. Let's dive into a little bit last year, man. I mean, you guys had a hell of a season, like
Right.
big time, man. So what's your thoughts and the views of last year and what it takes to get you guys back to that level of playing?
I mean, last year was a blessing. It was my first. It was my first experience as a winning head coach outside of whenever I coached girls basketball. So it was good. I kind of knew coming into the season that we was going to have success because we had a quarterback, and number one thing in high school football is having a quarterback. So we knew if we was able to keep Raymond healthy, then we was going to have a chance in all the games, and we was able. I mean, it helped that we had three guys that was 6'3" and above. They can run and go get the ball. And I felt like with our offensive line being 1 year older than the previous year, and we was able to add a kid that we still got named Contavion Shirley, or we call him Top. Like having him, he's a guy. He's a dogs. And then mix that with, I felt like we had one of the best running backs in the city that no one really talked about because he was at J Town and Caden Ruff. So I feel like it was just one of those years that a lot of schools have that you catch fire. And that's what I told all my coaches, especially all my coaches is young. That I mean, I've been coaching long enough to know like you don't get teams like this. So we better make the best of it in every form that we can, and we was able to do it. Like most school, as y'all know, most schools in JCPS outside of your males, manual, centrals, Ballards now, you only go in a 10-year span. You probably only gonna have a winning season maybe 2 or 3 years. So
Mhm.
whenever you actually are able to get a team and a schedule that you can be competitive in, you better come through and win whenever you can.
Right, right. So how do you and I said that how do you duplicate it? Like, I mean, because like you said, everybody's watching you guys. You guys in the paper, news. You got excitement. You probably got kiddos that's like, "Hey, I want to be a part of that." You rocking
Right.
them fresh jerseys and all that kind of stuff. All that
Yeah.
powder blue, and I know it's coming
Powder,
this way. I
powder
know it's coming this way, baby. But y'all
Hey,
rocking that.
hey,
So how do you
hey,
bottle that, Coach?
hey, I promise you, if we had the money on to send y'all stuff, I would send y'all everything. But budget over 6 mil, kind of tight. I can barely get my hands on anything powder blue. But I mean, it is this year is going to be a challenge just because we got eyes on us, and
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Jason Franks broke the news. Our two best are I would say our two most recruited guys both left, and Cam went to Huntington Prep for
Mm-hmm.
basketball, and then we had a stud honorable mention DB and slash receiver in Laron Westmoreland. He went
Right.
he went on to Florida because he felt like he'll get recruited there. He had family down there, so he felt like it'd be better for his future. So um, it's definitely going to be a challenge, but I love the leadership that we have thus far. Whenever Cam and LaRon, told us that, hey, we're going to do what's best for our future,
Right.
our kids didn't bat an eye. Like, I thought, me personally, whenever I first heard the news that they was both leaving, as a coach, I took like a big breath and I was like, dang, that's going to be a big hit. But showing up to practice every day, my kids didn't bat an eye. Like, they didn't, there was no talk, at least that I heard, maybe because my kids knew that I was going to shut it down, but there was really no talk about those two guys leaving. Like,
Mm-hmm.
they, of course, they missed him, that they was their brother, but um, it was like the next guy up. They was like, Coach, shoot, now that Ron's and them gone, well, I can get more touches now.
Right.
Now I can eat more on defense and get the ball more. So they came in with the right mentality. It's just about finding what we can do offensively to offset the production that we missed, because we only brought back only 2 catches all last year, and we
Wow.
brought back outside of Ray's rushing yards. We didn't bring back no rushing yards for the most part. So it's a complete like reset with those guys being gone. But it's good because we got guys that stepping up and they've shown that they're ready. Like, I think they're we're going through, I wouldn't say a rough patch, but it's just a learning of who Coach Ellison and the staff can really rely on,
Mm-hmm.
what we can do. But once we figure it out, I feel like we'll be on the same hot streak that we was last year.
How do you think you guys did this past Friday, man, in your game? How do you evaluate your performance as a team last Friday?
I think 2 out of the 3 phases we was really good defensively and special teams wise. I feel like we put on a good showing. Um, Offensively, we dealt with a little adversity, but I told my whole staff, and I'll tell anybody, like, Iroquois, that's who we played. They're going to be significantly improved. Iroquois got 50 kids, and
Mm.
they got a coach that's actually got them coached up pretty good. Their defense was stout, like, they was blitzing. They brought the whole kitchen sink every play. And I always say, because I was the head coach of Iroquois, as y'all know, for a year,
Mm-hmm.
and I only had 19 kids. And so to see someone that was that's the head coach of Iroquois bringing that many guys out, especially because Iroquois is, I would dare say, 99% black kids. So it's good to see a school like Iroquois have that much participation, because a school like that doesn't really have it. So the fact that a coach is tapped in enough with them to get that many kids out, they're gonna reap a lot of the benefits, and they showed, because last year we was able to handle them pretty easily, but this year
Right.
every first down that we got was tough. Our kids definitely left at game sore, because Iroquois is just a physical team. Like, anybody that knows anybody that played at Iroquois, you know how tough they are in general, not just in football,
Right.
but just life.
Yeah.
So there's a lot for us. We left a lot of meat on the bones
Mhm.
per se, but I think that the biggest thing is getting our kids to understand like we got to finish. Like just because we get up early doesn't mean that a team's going to just not going to bow out. They didn't bow out last year.
Right.
Whenever we had the mammoth 6'3" guys out there running around, so they definitely not going to do it now. So we got a really young team, so we got
Mhm.
to understand like we got to finish. Like once we get up, like it's not okay to take the foot off the pedal. Like we metal to the was it metal to the pedal or
Metal
pedal
to
to
the
the pedal?
pedal. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like until the end. But I definitely feel like we definitely saw guys step up that we wasn't really counting on in the game. So it's just up for us as a coaching staff to continue to give those guys the ball and our offense to catch up to our defense. Anybody and everybody knows like the offense takes a longer time to really mesh.
Mhm.
Defense, you just go out there, you fly around to the ball, see ball, kill ball, as you know, as I was told. So our defense is going to do it. So it's going to take us a little bit, but when our offense gets their stride, people better watch out.
All
All
right.
right, Don. Don, let's get it rocking and rolling.
All right, coach. Coach, so what is your offensive philosophy?
If you ask me personally, I want to be a person that runs the ball 80% of the times, and so my defense can go out there and feast, and they'll be ready. But at J Town, at least his last 2 years, I'm able to have a top, I would say, raise a top five quarterback in the city. So I'm able to throw it around more and get it to the guys. But I think all head coaches they shape their personality off of what you got. Um, and if you're not, you probably gonna have the type of record I had my first year whenever I was 0-10 and I wasn't really game planning towards my system. I was trying to make the kids play in a system that didn't fit them.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, that's tough right there, big time. So, Coach, what's your defensive philosophy?
My defense philosophy is, just really tell them just it's a party at the ball. No matter how we get there, we gonna get there. And whenever we get there, they gonna know that we got there. Um, I'm not a heavy blitz person, as you see. I'm a fatter guy, so I take great pride in the D line. So the less I
Yes,
can blitz,
sir.
the better, because I feel like me and my coaches can get the best out of our D line. So our D line should be able to handle anything up front, and then we'll have the back seven handle everything else.
Cool, cool, cool.
All right. So, coach, how do you handle special teams at practice?
Special teams is, I mean, we treat special teams as just as we do offense, defense, because it's one third of the total game. So every day we go over, no matter if it's Mondays, whenever we just doing a preview of the week, or if it's a walkthrough Thursday, we handle, probably because I went to Mayo and I played under Coach Redmond. Coach Redmond always preached about, special teams is one-third of the game, and you can lose a game by having a faulty snap, or you can really get burned by kicking the ball off deep, and you can't have nobody down there to actually make a tackle. So you give a touchdown. So I've been part of many a games that we done lost or we done won because they our punter didn't punt the right way, so
Hmm.
we kicked the ball deep and they was able to run it back. Or I've last year we onside kicked the ball to death because we didn't have nobody they could kick the ball. We, we onside we had we I tried. There was times that I told our kicker, which a lot of times was Ray, was to kick it deep, and
Yeah, he
it
said
didn't
that. He said
it
that.
didn't go deep. And luckily, we just had guys that was out there that got the ball. So, I mean, special teams, you got to practice it. Show me a coach that don't care about special teams. I'll show you a losing coach.
Yeah. Hey, and first of all, yeah, what's my triangle, man? for dropping the legendary Coach Redman.
Oh
Legend.
yeah,
Legend,
he,
baby.
yeah, he's definitely 101. People
Yes.
don't people don't I know a lot of people, I mean, the older the older folks, people, give Redmond the respect, but Coach Wolf has came through and kind of like been like, Coach Red who in a sense of how much success he's had. But yeah, Coach Redmond was. I
Yes.
I just hope and pray that I can win 1/3 of the games, championships, affect the kids' lives that he did whenever he was walking the sidelines.
Right, right. Legend. Took Mel back to where they needed to be, basically. Was
Yeah,
the first of the first. 101, like you said. Came after my senior year, came back and hollered at him, played against him when he was at coaching at Wagner and Ballard and all that stuff. Dude
yeah,
is a special guy. And that's remarkable about Mel's situation. Because after Red left, they got Wolf. And like you said, that Mel's been spoiled.
yeah,
Been spoiled with
definitely.
these
Yeah,
coaches.
definitely.
You
Yeah,
know.
definitely gives me vibes of like the Green Bay Packers, where they had Brett Favre, then they had Aaron Rodgers,
Yes. Yeah.
and they got who they got now. So it's always good. I always cheer for the Chargers, clearly, but I definitely always click over and see
Oh, yeah.
what Mel did, and 9 out of 10 times
Yeah.
Mel win.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's
That's
definitely good to be a Mel alumni. I be talking to some of my coaches. I'm like, oh, how'd your alumni do? Oh, never mind. We ain't gonna talk about it. So,
for the
you
H,
know,
baby, for the H. Real quick though, coach. So, we had Raymond on here, Ray on here, and talked to him. Is he kicking this year or did you find a kicker?
we got a kicker. I promised Ray that was one thing. Like
he told him.
we got to find somebody else. You do everything else. Like Ray does everything from linebacker to quarterback. He long snap for us. Now we do have him on PAT because he holds it, and
Okay,
so
okay.
he does do that. But nah, we got somebody. We got a senior, Rabia. I wish Rabia would have came out my previous years, but
Hmm.
Rabia solid. He definitely
Okay.
gonna be somebody that we can use. Because last year, if anybody knows J Town, we didn't try to kick a single field goal last year, which
Oh,
is pretty embarrassing. But hey,
Wow. And still y'all guys were still successful. That's
right.
yeah,
that's woo.
exactly.
That's kind of
yeah.
odd. That's something.
If we would have had a field goal kicker versus DeSales, our record would have been 10-0. But Coach Ellison's dumb and can't find a kicker to save his life. So
Coach found one though already. He found one. So let me ask you, Coach. Describe like your off season program. So when the season's over, you guys, especially coming off a successful season, what's the off season program like?
we did 3 days. We did Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. One of my assistant coaches ran it because I coached track. I was a track coach at Male too. I mean at J Town too. So
Mhm.
um, but they lifted. So they did an hour and a half of lifting, different exercises. So every day was a set day. Then we just try to get it to where every week that they was trying to get at least 5 pounds heavier, or some type of goal, whichever depending on where you started off at. So I mean and I told our guys one of the reasons why we didn't have the success in the playoffs was whenever we ran into North Odom had those corn-fed boys that was throwing us around. So I told going into our senior year, like if y'all want to win, y'all gotta take the weight room seriously. Show me a successful football team, and I'll show you guys that are dedicated to the weight room, dedicated to getting bigger, stronger, faster. So I think this is of the 3 off seasons I done had. This is the most participation we've had, and this is the strongest that we've been. So it was just 3 days. Probably it was like 340 to 530. So around 2 hours of heavy lifting, and then we would do some type of athletic run. Trying to get them more flexible, something that to make them faster.
Cool, cool.
All right. All right. So, coach, for the several years that you've been there, how do you get the community involved in football?
Man, I don't. J Town is a J Town is definitely a great community. I feel like that is one area that I failed in thus far is growing the community of J Town, because J Town is a very diverse community where a lot of the people that live in the community, they went to J Town, but they don't send their actual kids to J Town. So, if you live in J Town, a lot of times you have enough money to send your kids to a private school, or you have the means to send your kid to a mill or a manual. So many of our kids that live in our community don't actually go to J Town, but
Mm.
one of the things that I do that I continue to do is like reach out to the local churches, um, and we actually have two or three churches that's giving us team meals, and we shout out to First Baptist of J Town. They've given us a banquet the last 2 years, and I don't we really don't ask them for nothing. Just come out to one of the practice and just fellowship with the guys. Like it was very very important for me to reach out to a predominantly black church. Not to say that some like a white church couldn't do it, but majority of the guys on our team, like I want them to follow the Lord the way I do, and have them get mentored and guided to the Lord if that's their desire by someone that looks like them. So that's been the biggest thing that I've done. Uh, I feel like the more success we have, the longer that I'm there, the more that the community of J Town will embrace us and love us. But that's like a year by year thing,
Right. Right.
just because like J Town is just such a large community, and there's so many moving parts
Yeah.
in the community.
Right. So, coach, let me ask you, and you hit that. So I'm gonna take my next question this way. So, how do you get involved or embrace the youth league that they have? Like, are you what kind of role are you visible there? Do you, as far as dealing with the coaches and stuff like that? How are you with the youth leagues in J
Uh,
Town?
J Town youth, they was practicing at J Town last year, so I was able to chop it up with their coaches this year. As of yet, they can't practice at J Town because our field is like half of our practice field is under construction because they haven't finished our year. They haven't finished our actual school year. I mean our field yet, but
Okay.
I mean last year we ended up having well the last 2 years we didn't had like a youth league night because it's not just J Town youth. It's
Okay.
actually Hikes Point is
Right.
right down the street. So
Lobos.
yeah, I definitely go over there. We actually got two of our kids, Alizé and David Becker. They actually coach in some form or fashion over at Hikes Point. So
Okay.
we got our I've definitely done one out and went to their little practices to see who potentially is going to be coming to J Town, and then I always love going over to the youth league because the youth. I mean, hopefully, Lord willing, I'm still at J Town long enough. So whenever they're pee wees and juniors, whenever they make it to high school, I'll still be the head coach, and they'll remember me.
Good stuff.
Hmm. All right. So, coach, is social media a resource that you use to engage with your players and the community?
I would say social media is a very big part of what we do personally, in a sense of I would say more so like school pride and creating pride within the team. I make it a point to have our Instagram page uploaded with pictures of the kids celebrating the guys in any form or fashion that they can. We always announce the games. We do a weekly top stat getter. So I use social media more so for our guys, and our guys they repost stuff, retweet stuff, and so with them doing that, it gets more eyes on our program.
Okay. Okay. All right. Let's move this way. Now, you're very fortunate to have a great quarterback.
Mr.
big time.
Coach.
Right.
And
Right.
it was an honor to interview him, man. He had us on our feed. I don't know if you watched it, but he hey man, we didn't know that all the stuff he did. We loved that he did uh, baseball for the first time doing catch. I used to play baseball for 7 or 8 years, so I know how difficult it is. But he's coming back. He loved it, even though he batted underneath the Mendoza line. He couldn't hit anything, but that's okay. He did his thing.
Oh,
So
trust me. Oh, trust me. He wasn't the only one.
I,
He wasn't.
well,
He wasn't the only football.
well,
He
when
wasn't the
he
only football player that was out there swinging at Casper. He
I'm
trust me. He
sure
wasn't. Yeah,
when he told us a whole bunch of them win, I was like, ooh, okay, hey, but
yeah.
I love that. But I
It
want
was
to,
definitely for team. It definitely was for team bonding, not for
right,
success. Because
right.
it was a
but
business.
but he had to love it enough that he's going back, and I love that. I mean,
Oh,
yeah,
for
yeah,
sure, for
yeah, yeah.
sure.
Dude is good. So this question, even though we know you got one, what makes a good quarterback in your system? In your eyes, what makes a good quarterback for your system?
In my system is someone. I mean, we have a lot of terminology, like a lot of terminology, because I never want a kid to not know what they're doing. So we have long, drawn out plays, and so with the long, drawn out plays, you got to be able to visualize what everybody's doing. So that makes that is a big key is understanding the offense from a verbiage standpoint, someone that's a leader, someone that can hold their best friend accountable, someone that can hold themselves accountable. I'm really big on. I hate I hate kids that say I'm sorry, coach, or my bad, coach. I just hate that. Like, don't tell me that you're sorry. Show me that you're sorry by fixing your mistakes. So, having a quarterback that admits that they're wrong, but understands that we can't make that mistake no more, and someone that can be mobile, but can understand that we may not have the best offensive line, so you got to be tough. You may need to pull it down and run it. There may be times that you may get sacked, but you got to get up, dust yourself off, and still tell your brother that cool. I love you, even though you just gave up a sack and you almost got me sent to the emergency room. You still get up and still pat your brothers or we call them your bodyguards on the butt and show them that you love them, because it's hard to be an offensive lineman, but it's definitely even harder to be a quarterback. So my quarterbacks got to have toughness, but they also gotta be smart, and that's what Ray checks all those boxes off. Ray is definitely one of the smartest kids in there, and Ray can tell me what he sees,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the biggest thing. A lot of kids, they can't talk football to you, so they'll tell you somebody's open, but they can't tell you why they're open. And
Right.
He'll give me different ideas of what we can do, and we just have we just got a great chemistry. Ray knows that he can come vent to me about something, and Ray knows that he can talk to me in our own form of love and language, and I won't get mad at him. And I give my quarterbacks a lot of freedom to express themselves. And if anybody that knows Raymond, like Ray can be very expressive, but it's always in a good form. And it's always because he wants his brothers to be good.
I mean, can we say that Raymond's probably? I mean, don't get me wrong. I know there's a lot of good quarterbacks, and and I think he's a good quarterback. I think, but can we say that he's probably one of the toughest because he's not only your quarterback, he's your Mike linebacker. I
Not for
mean,
sure. Not for sure. He definitely was. And I'll tell Ray all the time. Ray may be a better linebacker than he is quarterback, because Ray's one of them. Whenever we say, like, whenever you get to the ball, like, make him feel you. Like, if Ray gets a shot on you, like, you are definitely going to know. We definitely had a bunch of oohs and ahs whenever Ray hits you. And Ray's a great. It's just because Ray's at J Town that he actually gets to display that. That's what I always tell about kids. Like, some of the kids that go to a male and manual, like, they could be studs on both sides of the ball, but they won't be able to show it just because sheer numbers. But
numbers.
we need Ray now. Now, Ray doesn't have to play defense every play,
Mhm.
but our defense is at its best whenever Ray is going C gap to C gap.
Did you? Okay, and I know you.
Mm.
I'm gonna say you did because you've been on it. I know your family, but when we was interviewing Ray, when he talked about the offense, the little nervous clap, right? You get the nervous clap. He was warming up doing this. When he was talking about the defense, he was super hyped. And so we
Right.
actually asked him which one he liked better, and we kind of the twinkle in his eyes. But hey, man, you gotta. Hey, I love that you give him the opportunity because a lot of people will shy away from that. Back in the
Nah,
day, you play both ways. You do what you got to do. Hey,
yeah,
you be okay. You can survive that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Now, Ray, like Ray probably told you, he was Ray. If Ray came out last year, it was because he had to come out.
Right.
It did not matter. Punt return, kickoff return, offense, defense. He never came off the field, so it just shows the shape that he's in. Because Ray's a bigger kid,
Mm-hmm.
and but he's never tired. He never complains. He's just one of them guys that in 10, 15 years from now, like I'm still gonna be telling stories about him as my quarterback, or not even just my quarterback, just him as a player.
Yeah,
Like
he's a baller. Yeah.
all coaches always compare. Ray's gonna be one of those kids that I'll be like, why had a quarterback that did X, Y, and Z?
Right.
So
Right.
I had a quarterback that was a kicker, punter, long snapper, blah blah blah. So you can't tell me that you can't do it because I done seen it done before.
Right.
Right, right. And Mr. Cornish is the man for that. So, Coach, what do you do for your players as far as college recruiting goes? Any type of help and everything else?
Yeah, I'm a big Twitter guy. Like I'm always on Twitter, emailing coaches, dialing in coaches. But the number one thing I tell my kids, because there's no point in me writing a single coach about you if your grades ain't right. So one of the biggest things that we talk about is you want me to help you, but you got to help yourself. Some of y'all, some kids, they are the next Cam Newton. They're the next Deion Sanders. They're the next whoever. But their grades show that they're the next person that is going to be asking you, "Do you want fries with that?" And I tell them that analogy. I'm like, either like someone has to work at these jobs that y'all belittle. Like y'all be in the locker room saying, "Oh, I never do this, I never do that." Well, your grades say that that's the job that you're going to do. You're called a student athlete for a reason, and student comes first. So if you want Coach Ellison to spend his planning period writing 25 coaches, begging them to look at your film, you need to have your grades in order
Yes,
because
sir.
it makes no. You can be the best D lineman or quarterback, running back, whatever it is in the city, in the state, but if your grades aren't together, then the college coach ain't gonna look at it. But I'm really big on if a kid wants to go to a camp, if a kid wants to go to a visit, if a kid need whatever. I never want a kid to say 5, 10 years from now that Coach Ellison didn't allow me to be the best person I am because the coaches didn't know who I was. Like I drive my kids to the moon and back. But if I'm going to use my gas, your grades and your behavior
Yes.
got to match my commitment. Because if they don't match my commitment, then there's no point to it.
Right.
I love taking kids on college visits. I love taking kids to different colleges because that's something that I cherish. But a lot of kids want you to go to the moon and back for them, but they won't turn in a syllabus assignment. They won't go get help on something, or they won't come to Saturday school to get remediation. So that's the first thing I tell them. I'll do anything for you. I'll do anything begging. I'll do anything to help you get looked at. But if I'm begging, I can't beg you to make good grades. That's something that you got to do.
No doubt. No
Yeah.
doubt.
I'm gonna go ahead and do my thing like this. because you already. Yeah, I don't know if you got the script over there. Do you really
Yeah.
have Coach Ellison? I'm talking about Coach Ellison.
Oh.
The Don said,
Oh, you
"Yeah,
talking about
I got him. I
the
got
sneaky
no,
link?
no, 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 no. I'm talking about Coach. I'm talking about Coach Ellison. So I'm,
Yeah.
you know me. I always go on top of the dome. So my next one's gonna be off the
Mm-hmm.
top of the dome. So I'm gonna go this way. I'm gonna go Dr. Ellison. What kind
Yeah.
of yes, sir. We got to acknowledge that. And I fight myself because the next time I'm on here, and I know you're gonna be on next year, it's gonna be Dr. Ellis. It's not no disrespect to coach. We know you coach, but I love
Yeah.
that I got a doctor on the show, and I love that, man, and salute you
Doctor to
to
me.
that.
Doctor to me.
Well,
Yeah,
we well,
doctor. Hopefully, yeah. Hopefully, about time we come back next school year.
I can
I
put that on
will
there.
be, close to getting my doctorate uh, in school counseling.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And
All
I
right.
and once you do that, that's when you hit me up, and I'm like, all right, so I'm that doctor. So we already know how important. No, I love that, bro. I got sister. I got people around me that's already in programs, and I love that. African
Right.
American
Yeah.
doing it, and I love that. You know what I'm saying? I got a sis. I got a sisters over there with him. I got two sisters, biological sisters. Try to get ready to get their doctorate. So I love
Mm-hmm.
that. So I want that. So let me get to this. So what kind of setup do you guys have to help them academics as far as the student athletes?
Well, it helps that two of the teachers are me and Coach Miller are both teachers. So we're both ECE teachers. So we teach every
Mm-hmm.
subject, any and every subject. Being an ECE teacher, we got to be we kind of got to be perfected in because they can put us anywhere and teach it.
Okay.
So us having two teachers as a resource is big. Me and Coach Miller also do Saturday school. So Coach Miller, he is he's like my right hand man. Like he's gonna be somebody in the next year or two that's gonna be a head coach somewhere. Um, but he does a great job of every week, no matter if we're in season or out of season, doing grade checks. And if a kid grades aren't up to par, we
Mm-hmm.
bring them in and we tap in with them. We'll say, because kids are like kids try to treat us as if as if we're their parents. So they're like, oh well, the teacher didn't grade this, the teacher didn't grade that. Whenever we can just clearly just go on Infinite Campus and be like, no, you didn't turn in this,
Right.
this, this, this,
Right.
and this.
Right. Right.
So we are heavy grade checkers. We are heavy with just like if a kid is struggling, we just ask them like, do we because the first 45 minutes once school gets rolling, we do study skills. So
Okay.
we sit in a room, we split them up from the linemen to skilled kids, and they just sit there in silence. They got their Chromebooks out, and they do work. And as we sit there, me and Coach Miller and other coaches, we're not just sitting there twiddling our thumbs. We're walking around, and if a kid has the audacity to say they have work on, they're the first people that we pull up their grades and be like, well, why do you got a C in this? Why do you got a D in that? So it's
Right.
really just we try to give them any and every reason to have good grades. Now, does that turn into every kid has good grades? No, but we try to. I think the biggest thing for football kids are just if you are a coach, once your babies leave and they're not coaching, you're not directly coaching them,
Mm-hmm.
their grades slip. So we try to do the best we can, even after we finish the season in November,
Right.
December. In March and April, we're still on them about grades. So as one of the things is just being constant, and then just being vulnerable with them and bringing them in and just telling them like, listen, your level. Like one of the first things that we do with all kids that they come in, and I'm really big of asking kids like, man, what do you want to do whenever you grow up?
Mm.
Like what do you want to do? Because to me, if a kid is telling you, and like we don't really see it no more, but I don't tolerate no kids saying that they want to be a football player whenever they grow up. Like once you get to high school, like it's not a realistic goal because football is going to end one day. So that's not a career whenever you gonna have to do like outside
Right.
of unless you're LeBron James and you're gonna play until you 70 years old. Like you gotta have like a real job
Right. Right.
and
Right.
real career. So that's one of my biggest things I tell them. Like I'm going to coach you whatever level you are at. So some kids like, coach, I don't think I want to play college football. I'm just here to have fun. I'm gonna coach you to that level, and I'm gonna critique you and coach you more so on the other things about life, like you being on time, you
Right.
giving all your
Right.
effort, just different stuff like that. And then if you're a kid like like we had Lucas McDaniels last year. He signed to
Mm-hmm.
go to Southern Illinois at our program. I was a stickler on him about technique, about doing X, Y, and Z because at the next level, that's what you're gonna do. But
Right.
when it comes to grades, if I'm tapping in with you and you're saying, Coach, I want to be a doctor when I grow up, well, your grades need to match it. Like you can't tell me that you want to be a business owner, but but you struggling to do math. How you gonna manage money if you can't even manage to do algebra? So it's just different stuff like that, meeting them where they are and kind of telling them like, listen, if you want to play college football, you're gonna need 4 years of English. You're gonna need 4 years of math. You're gonna need these different classes just so whenever you get to your senior year, you not like, oh, everything's copacetic and thinking you're gonna get a scholarship with a 1.8. It's just not gonna happen.
Woo.
So just being realistic with them, and then to just telling us, I feel like some coaches they don't do the research or they don't care to give the research. I tell them if you want to go D1, you need to have a 2.3, and a
Right.
2.3 don't mean a 2.3 with your elective. No, a 2.3 is in your core
Core.
content classes. So, but I didn't like a kid wouldn't know that. A kid think cool. I got a 2.3. But then you got a bunch of D's in math, you got a bunch of D's in English, but you got A's in PE, you got A's in peer tutoring, you got an A in this, like that don't count. So just being very transparent with
Right.
them from their freshman year and I feel like it's always easier to be hard on a kid their freshman year and lighten up the reins compared to being like a lot of parents and trying to buckle down whenever they're juniors and seniors. Like by the time then,
Too
big
late.
dog, that's probably late.
That's too late.
Like
That's too late.
yeah,
Right.
but
No doubt.
but a lot of kids don't see that. A lot of kids feel like that they can mess around their freshman year and they got time, but in all actuality, to get a scholarship, it's really your
Mm-hmm.
freshman through junior year. Like your senior year, you taking a bunch of electives,
Right.
you know, it's bug you down. But your most important years is really your first 2 years.
Right. Right. That's true.
Hmm, 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 hmm. I've been to that experience. I tell you, my son experienced that. Man.
Yeah,
Don't
like
put it
a
on.
lot, a lot of
Don't
kids
put it
don't
on DJ, man. Leave DJ out of that, man. Leave
well,
DJ
a
out.
lot, I'm telling
I
you, a
put,
lot of kids just like they just don't get it because high school kids and we all was there. We just feel like we just got so much time,
oh
but in
yeah.
all actuality, like
Hmm.
we really don't. And if I'm being frank, as a teacher, there's no excuse why kids should be getting anything less than a C. Like you can, like you like your work's online. Like you can legit be laying in the bed at 3 o'clock in the morning quote unquote doing your work,
Dang, man.
like and
We
doing the
missed.
answers. Like, oh man,
Yeah.
We
boy,
missed.
hey,
Yeah.
All right, but I had no choice, man. I mean,
if I
my
could have done my work online, oh what? I would
boy.
have been
Come
a
on now.
scholar.
Heck yeah. It's been a
Right.
4.0, man. Shit, that's
Yeah,
easy work. That's easy work. Shit, I
yeah,
graduated. I graduated Maryland with a 3.2. So online, oh man, we'd have been thunder. And I was at Old Mail. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? Not this new
that's
stuff.
what man. That's why I be trying to. That's what I be trying to tell you. There's so much technology and help that that that's out there. Like to me, I tell kids all the time, like you got to try hard to be dumb in today's age. Like you have to either either you don't care or
Right,
you
right,
don't care.
right,
Because even if you are unknowledgeable, you are one click away to knowing the answer.
right.
So you can in today's age, you can take your phone and you can take a picture of a math problem and it'll break it down step by step. Man, what like I wish that I could have took a picture of some geometry work. I would have been boy, my GPA would have been sky high.
Right.
All right, coach. So, how do you motivate your athletes?
To me, you can't motivate a kid without having a relationship with them. Um, you gotta know who they are. You gotta know what buttons to push. And I feel like even though I'm an older coach, I still feel like by the year I'm getting better and better with just how to motivate kids. There's kids that are motivated by screaming, yelling, and cussing, and then there's just some kids that you just tell them what it is, and they just go get it.
Right.
Like there's some kids that are just extremely like I'm gonna go get it somehow, some way, and then there's some kids that you gotta just bring it out of them. But you'll never know how to motivate a kid if you don't tap in with them. You have like a legit conversation with them, see where they at, see how they feeling, seeing what type of vibe they see what type of vibe they're on. But um, I'm definitely a I'm definitely a watch me work type. I'm definitely a type of coach that I'm gonna show you how to get the job done, and I allow my other coaches to be the ones that kind of rah rah. Like I don't think I'm more of a rah rah coach, but if you ask any of my kids, they'll probably tell you that definitely a rah rah yelling coach. But I feel like I don't try to be because I feel like I give my kids all the answers to the test, and I tell them it's up to y'all to follow the blueprint. If you follow the blueprint, you know proof shows if you follow what we say, we'll have success. So as I think that's my biggest way is you
Right.
know I'm not no Ray Lewis type coach where Ray Lewis can send chills up and down your spine with his how he speaks and how he gravitates. But I'm definitely the ones that if you follow my lead and if you do what I tell you to do, then we'll have success.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
I feel that.
I
I
mean,
feel that.
good. All right. And dropping it, baby. I love it. I love it. What are some of the team building activities that you probably had to do with this group, or that you do? Period. Because you had some turnovers. You had some
Right.
seniors to leave. You had some other people who leave. You know what I'm saying? That was going to be
Right.
important. What are some of the team building things you had to do, especially for the youth that coming up to join these seniors and juniors?
One of my biggest things that we do is allowing them to mesh or organically. We always allow them to chill in the locker room, play music in the locker room. We allow them to be silly. I never tried to dim their light in a sense of a lot of these kids have a bit of immaturity or whatever, but putting leaders in front of them and allowing the leaders to lead and allowing the leaders maybe not to be the best kids on the team,
Right.
but the guys that are the most likable, the ones that's going to hold their brother accountable. Those are the ones that I kind of put in charge of, getting the guys together. But my guys, they do a lot of stuff organically. Like this is something that I didn't tell them to do. I think the seniors started it last year, or the seniors that we got this year. But every week they go to Golden Corral, or they go somewhere beat ups or whatever, and they just hang out. I'm lucky and blessed that at J Town we don't have a lot of fighting. We don't have a lot of animosity. There's not. I feel like there's not a lot of jealousy. But I think one of the things that we do that allows team bonding, and it's just how open and candid we are as coaches. Like the kids come in our office and tell us some of the wildest things, and like we joke with them, we laugh with them. We never try to tell a kid not to be themselves,
Right.
and I feel like we don't really do, like, we haven't got to the point yet that we take the kids out on like, I know some kids, some schools take their some of the most fortunate schools, they can take their kids out to different camps and different stuff like that for like the 2 days and stuff like that, and we're financially, we don't have the needs to do that. But one of the biggest things is having the locker room open. And
Coach.
whenever you have a locker room open, you definitely have it to where the kids grow organically. And I'm big on mixing the old with the young. Like, you'll be surprised like how many of our freshmen, they hang out with our seniors organically.
Coach, let me ask you this, because you my fam. You know what I'm saying? You my bulldog brother. What
Right.
what what can we do to help build that? What can we help as far as you saying like we don't have the finance because we know J Town is definitely one of the richest neighborhoods and wealthy, and I know that talking about backing from that like so. What can be done to help that? And my thing is 54 Sports will go ahead and help pub y'all stuff, bro. Like for real. Like, you and I can talk on another day, whatever that needs to
Right.
look like. You know what I'm saying?
I just
Because
think
we can make
I
it
think
happen.
I think when I mean like financially, I just like like we definitely not struggling in the sense like we get our meals paid for,
Right, right.
we get gifts, stuff like that. But it's just one of those things, and it's not just J Town. Like, I done coached at Dolls, I done coached at PRP, I done coached at Fern Creek, I done
Right, right.
coached at the old Atherton, not the new
Yeah.
Atherton.
Yeah,
New
yeah.
Atherton, they
It's
rolling already
banging.
because
It's banging.
you know,
It's banging. But hold
they're
on.
rolling.
But hold on. The new one's banging. But we talking about right now with you
Yeah,
there. You know what I'm saying? What do
I just,
you what
I
do
just,
you need to
I,
help?
I feel like the biggest thing that J Town needs as a school, not just football, because I'm
Right.
big on the whole school in a sense of, because my number one job first is an educator, right?
Right. Right.
I just the perception of, I feel like if the perception of J Town changed, that would do a lot. The more positive press, because I promise you, I done taught at 3 different schools.
Right. Right.
J Town is the best school that I've taught at, and I don't even, maybe because I I can't really tell you why there's such a negative connotation. Like, there's so
Okay.
many times that I done went out and I've spoke to kids that their home school is not like I'm even recruiting the kids. Their home school is J Town,
Right.
and you talk to them and they're like, "Well, why would I send my kid to J Town?" And I always combat that with, last time I checked, the books are the same at Fern Creek, and that's not a knock at Fern Creek, but it's just anywhere, like it,
Right. Right.
like
Right.
you
Right.
like
Right.
you rather send your kid to, and I went to Mel, right? Like, I bleed purple and gold. I
Right.
love Mel.
Right.
I always love Mel. But last time I checked, you learn the same thing. If your kid, and I always tell parents this: if your kid is as great as you say they are,
Hmm.
they will not be around the riffraff that you quote unquote think any school will have.
Right.
Like, if Lil Johnny is as smart as you think he is, Lil Johnny be in all AP classes, and I promise there won't be no trouble in no AP classes. Now, is Lil Johnny really gonna be good enough to be in an AP class, or are you just saying he's good enough to be in an AP class? So there's different ways that a quote unquote a parent can protect their kid, but at the end of the day, no matter what school you go to,
It's gonna be something. Yeah.
they're gonna get, yeah, there's always gonna be
It's gonna be
something.
something.
But
It's gonna
I
be
think,
something.
yeah, I think that's the biggest thing with J Town. It's like, perceptionally, there's a negative connotation when it comes to J Town, and that message reiterates to the
Right.
people that are in the area, but it's not true. Like
Got you.
I've met people that graduated from J Town and they talk about how bad J Town was whenever they went, and like they my age. And I'm like, I'll never remember J Town ever being what y'all
Right.
make it out to be. But there's definitely a perception that doesn't fit. And I feel
Mm-mm.
like the staff of J Town, we try to do a great job on all fronts to
Right.
dispel that. But it's just like Iroquois. I loved my time at Iroquois. I
Right.
loved it. I loved teaching at Iroquois. And the world will tell you Iroquois is one of the worst schools of all time, blah
All
blah blah.
times. Yep.
Right.
But from my experience, it wasn't that. So I was at Moore. People talk negatively about Moore. Like it's like people that never even step foot in these schools.
The same. Yeah. Yeah.
They'll
You're right.
say stuff. They don't understand the ramifications, because there are a lot of people that they take what they say,
For,
and
yeah.
they'll run with it,
Run with it.
or something that happened maybe 10 plus years ago. They'll still bring it up, and
Coach.
that to me is fair. But that's how it. I mean, that's how it is. And it's just not J Town. I'm just
No,
speaking for
no,
the
no,
experience.
no, no. And you're right. So, Coach.
But there's a lot of people that feel like Male and Manual is like almighty,
No,
and
it's not.
they're great schools. I love Male, but at the end of the day, I learned this going to college. No matter what school you go to, you still gonna have to take the ACT.
Yep.
You they it they whenever I went to WKU, they didn't care that I went to Mayo. They didn't care if I went to Fern Creek. They didn't care I went to
They don't
Southern.
care about none of that
They
stuff.
do not care about, are you smart enough? They
Right.
care about your ACT score. And I feel like if a lot of parents really focused on the well being of their kid and making sure their kid's education matched to, matched to what they felt like, I feel like a lot of schools would be a lot of schools would be different and have more support.
So check this out. Before we wrap this up, I'm a, as like I said, for the H and plus, you know what I'm saying. You fam to the show, and I know you coach different sports. So
Right.
I'm throwing this to you. I'm throwing this to you. I don't throw this out to everybody. Okay. So you go ahead and DM me. Let me know a player that you think I should interview or we should interview, the Don and myself on the Will Show. It ain't got to be said on her. Just hit me up. Tell me who I need to go ahead to talk to. And then, like I said, I know you do other sports. So, whatever sports, whenever it's in session, so we can go ahead and so let everybody know that, that there's other athletes out here at these different schools that don't get the love. I was glad that we had Ray on here and all this kind of stuff because no matter
I got
what,
it.
at
All
the
right.
wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a
I'll
minute.
give,
At the end, hold
I'll
on.
give
At the
you
end of the day, wait a
I
minute.
give you the girl's name, but like I do got a girl that's like a track girl. She wants to be a nurse. I mean, she wants to be a doctor, and she plans on going to NYU. So whenever track season comes around,
You
I
got one for
definitely,
me?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
She's dope. She's dope.
So this, yeah, you go ahead and knock that out. So that's cool. So I'm gonna leave you on this one. I'm gonna leave you on this one. Give you opportunity. You know how we rock and roll to talk about the program. Why, not even just why, but let's talk about the program and what's going on with J Town and pretty much, I used to say, why should I go there? All this kind of stuff. So the floor is yours. Talk about your program. Talk about your school. Talk about whatever you needed to do. Period.
Well, I'll talk about J Town first. J Town has a lot of opportunities for young man and young woman to come. We have a lot of great resources in the community, out of the community. One of the big things that J Town focuses on is the current and the future of the student. A lot of kids leave J Town with ready-made jobs in welding and business and different things like that. We do J Town does a great job of getting kids ready, not just pushing kids to college, but making sure kids are college and career ready. So that is one of the biggest things. I know a lot of kids they go to school and they just graduate, but what does your diploma actually mean? And if you come to J-Town, if you do all the different right things, you may not even have to go to a 4-year college. You can go to a career technical school, or you can just go. I had a football player that graduated last year. He's probably gonna make more money than me being a welder today at 19 years old. So J-Town has a lot of different resources that a kid, especially kids that come from the background that I came from, a lot of great resources. And then football, I think J-Town is just the increase of talent that we done got, the swag that we bring, the mentality we bring. You know, there's a lot of different great coaches in the city, but I feel like if kids come to J-Town, they're gonna get just more than coaching. They're gonna get experience. They're gonna get a brotherhood. They're gonna get a coach that's gonna love them from the time they walk into that door to the time they hit the dirt and the ground. So, you know, I know that a lot of kids, they don't get that. They get a coach that's just there for them for 4 years. But that's one thing that I pride myself on. I still talk to my guys that I coached all the way 10 years ago. Been invited to weddings, done attended their kids' birthday parties. So you coming to J-Town, you gonna get somebody that's gonna love you from now and forever. So I think that's the number one thing that a coach can give is himself, his time, and his love. And if you come to J-Town, you're gonna get all three.
Cool. Who's the AD for J-Town?
Jimmy Durham.
So is that new? That's who I need to talk to get these powder blue hats. I mean, because we coming to. Nah, ain't no hey. We coming to you. I don't know who. Hey, who I got to kick the door down to get my powder blue hat?
J-Town, I think the football team is the only team that actually messes with it. I done had so many. I don't say a lot, but I done definitely had some older alumni that done been at my neck saying, you know, we don't recognize powder blue and all that stuff. But
whoa, but that's them. That's them.
The kids love it. The younger generation and some of the older generation love it. But I mean, it's just one of those things. But yeah, you may have to.
Who did it? Wait a minute. Who ordered them? That's who I need to talk to.
Who ordered
the powder blue?
The powder blue jerseys?
The hat. Don't y'all got powder blue hat? Y'all ain't rocking them?
I promise you, we don't. If we did, I would have. We don't. Yeah, nobody. I have not seen a powder blue hat. I'm telling you, nobody messes with the powder blue outside of the football team that I can think of. I know. I think the basketball has some in like their jerseys, but I don't think none of them.
Well, coach, we gonna need some J-Town hats, regular hats, then, bro. We coming to the game. We coming to the game, and then we just gonna have to do another hat in powder blue. I have to go to our distributors or something because that is wicked. That is wicked.
I can give you a hat with a J on it. I can definitely do that. I don't know if it's gonna be the powder blue.
That's okay. Because when we the thing about it is, man, and people are like, oh, y'all, no. We trying to do promo for your school, right? Not talking about you, just in general. Let's rock and roll, man. Right. We do what we do. I want kids on here. I want coaches on here. I want family members to see something that's going to last in time. I want everybody to understand what the hell is going on, because this is a great thing. I'm glad, like you always have opportunity to come on here, do what you got to do. We really enjoy what you're saying and love what you're building and what you're doing, period, bar none. So my thing is, and that's why I said, hit me up, DM, whatever people we need to get on here to help people understand that, okay, they just like y'all. And they can do what they need to do. And we're going to get the publicity. We ain't worried about, we don't care. You ain't got to be an all-stater. All American because you have a
Right.
story to tell. Everybody has a
Right.
story to
Everybody.
tell how they got there.
Yeah. Everybody. And then not. And everybody. Everybody's not gonna go on and be in the NFL or NBA,
Right,
but a lot of stuff that y'all doing is getting kids on and getting kids that work hard their shine and stuff. I mean, the internet lasts forever, right? So
right,
something that a kid does now, an interview now, they can show their kids and show like,
right,
see, like I may have not been X, Y, and Z, but I got recognized for working hard, doing all the right things, and that's all you can ask. Not everybody's gonna be
right.
LeBron James, but if you work hard and you do everything you're supposed to do, you can be the next doctor, lawyer, teacher,
Yeah, yeah.
business owner. That's the most important thing.
Let me ask you this real quick before we get you off here. Now we got somewhere to be going already this week. When should we come out to J Town to see you guys? Come on, man. I mean, is this putting you on the spot, or you need to DM me? You know what I'm saying? What's the
No,
what? Where we need to
I,
come out to J Town, LeBron? When we need to come out there?
I would, I would say the opening night. Then we open up our new stadium. Like I they
Okay.
say that our new stadium would be open. I think the week that we play Western. So I'm gonna try to
What
once
week
we
is
get
that?
that date because we don't have games
That's
in
October
September.
11th.
So yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So I think that'll be a day. I think I'm gonna try to invite all the alumni out because
Ooh,
it's
that'd be
big. I mean,
great.
our stadium's gonna be beautiful. So if any game, that'll be the game
Okay.
to come out just because of the magnitude of getting a new stadium, playing on turf, the nice
Right.
lights, and
Right.
you know
Y'all
definitely
ain't got
definitely
y'all,
want to.
y'all ain't got no bodyguards that's gonna get out. Because we trying to get on the field, take pictures, give y'all pub. We ain't got somebody
Nah,
trying to all up in the
nah,
video
y'all,
with a shiny shoe,
nah,
doing all kinds of stuff. Are we
nah,
good?
y'all
Are we
family,
good?
nah, y'all family, nah, y'all family, y'all, yeah, y'all can come on the sideline. I'll give y'all a headset. Yeah, here, y'all can call the first play.
Caught the first play.
I love it. Hey, thank you. Hey, thank you, my brother. Thank you for joining us, man. Like I said, I know we had some difficulties, but I'm glad that you hung in there, and I am so proud of you of what you're doing for that program. I'm so proud of you on a personal level, what you're doing. Get ready to get your doctorate and things like that. And J Town has a real winner, someone who knows what he's doing, someone who's a leader of men who's trying to cultivate young men as one. So I appreciate you. Thank you for joining us, Coach.
Thank
Appreciate it,
y'all,
Coach.
thank y'all. Love what y'all doing.
Oh, yes, sir. That's what we do, man. That's what we do. Thank you, Don, for hanging in there, baby. Let's go. Let's go. We gonna keep it on here because I
Appreciate
don't know if we flip somewhere else, it could be in. So you know how I do,
Right.
Don, and you know how we do. We couldn't do all that kind of stuff, but make sure you follow, like, subscribe, all what we do, guys. We trying to do, get. This is not just somebody who's known. We just don't do that. You know what I'm saying? That's not what we're about. We want to make sure all the kiddos that we interested, like, okay, and cool. You can go ahead and DM us and say, hey, want you interview? That's cool. It may not happen, but the opportunity's there. We love that. Coaches, come on. Talk about all coaches that been on here. We done had several that's been on here. Continue to talk about your program. We know people are busy, whatever, but you think the kids don't want to see that? You don't think they want to? And the other kiddos, come on, this is what we do. We rock and roll. We take care of business. I love what we do. The Don. Don has a show coming out next week. If you don't know,
Hey.
you better
Hey.
ask somebody. We create rock and roll and fantasy football, all that kind of stuff. We got the no cap coming up
Yes, sir.
on Thursday. We got Grace Middle coming on Thursday. Tomorrow, I'm gonna try to get somebody tomorrow. If not, then this will be the regular wheel show to do whatever we gotta do. But I love it. We're gonna rock and roll, whatever. But check this out. The Don has a special thing. He's going to drop for y'all. What's going on, Don? What's the message for the people today?
I mean, the coach had me looking a little bit, had me thinking. But he's talking about these kids. So let me tell you, the only time you The only time you fail is when you fall down and stay down.
Mm. 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 You gotta get your ass up. We see it in the Olympics all the time, right? Get up. Quit playing. Get your ass up. That's what you do. I'm gonna say this, man, and you that hits home. You quit. You gotta get up. And so I'm gonna go this way. You know what I'm saying? Every school is not the same, but every school should have the same goal. It's for these students to succeed in life. Keep grinding. Do what you gotta do. Make it happen. Coaches are in places to go ahead and make sure to get that. You got counselors, teachers. Everybody should be on the same page, right? So, yeah, limelights are different. Some people shine brighter than others. But at the end of the day, you can still rock and roll a certain way. Believe, support these student athletes in every sport. We can't cover every sport, but I'll tell you that's a dream of mine. That's why we continue to look for more people to come and join 54 Sports. I love to have somebody out every soccer game or certain soccer games, field hockey, volleyball, all that stuff. Please, holler at us. Let us know. We'd love to cover that. I'm greedy. And I think these kids deserve it because they put their time in. And parents deserve to see some interviews of their kiddos or their kids' classmates that put in that work and see what it looks. Let's go. That's what we do. That's why we different. We built different. It is what it is. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you, Coach Ellison, for going through the storm with us. You fam, I understand that. Hey, it is what it is. God bless. And y'all know what it is. We out. We see y'all tomorrow. Peace out. It's the what? It's the what? It's the Will Show. It's the Will Show. Only thing I know. Only thing for sure. It's the Will Show. It's the Will Show. Tune in every week. He gonna let you know. It's the what? It's the what? It's the Will Show. Only thing I know. Only thing for sure. It's the Will Show.
It's the Will Show. How's everything you want to know? Keep up everything about sports so you gon' catch his flow. Never be low. Check it every day, cause he gonna upload. You gonna be happy, cause you call his flow. Talking, he gonna make you even wanna talk. Might even get inspired, take it for a walk. Listen to his voice, yeah, you have a choice. But if you don't listen, you gonna be lost. Catch your attention like Randy Moss. Share it like you really just did a toss. Kick your feet up, enjoy the show like you a boss. He's gonna make you happy so you don't worry. Like and subscribe and join the ride. Not from Alabama, but we stay roll tide. Shows every night, so you better slide. Hit the nutty zone to be on our side.